Hello there, Tower Lights. This is Clay with another figure review. This time I will be reviewing the DC Comics Greg Capullo Designer Series Riddler figure. This was actually the first figure I got from the Greg Capullo Designer Series. I absolutely love it. When I first saw pictures, I fell in love with it. I think it looks fantastic. I really like Greg Capullo's design for this character. I really love the role he plays in his ongoing with Zack Snyder right now. All around, I love this figure. Yeah, and obviously, seeing as I got this quite a while ago, I actually got it in September. I don't have a box for it, but if you can use your imagination, the box would look just like this one, only this right here would be green instead of gray, and this right here would say 4 instead of 1, and this right here would say the Riddler instead of Batman. So there you go. I trust that you guys can use your imaginations and make that happen. And obviously this would be a picture of the Riddler. See, and if you want to see the review that this box is from, go check out my last video. Shameless plugging. Yeah, as I said in that review, I have the Batman, I have the Riddler. The town looks pretty interesting. I'm not interested at all in the Nightwing. Alright, so let's get into this figure. Alright, so here's the figure by itself. I'm a huge fan of what Greg Capullo did for the design of this figure. I think it looks really, really sleek, really nice. I love the palette with like the dark green and the light green, the light purple and the dark purple, and the gold accents. I think it just all around looks really, really nice. So let's get into articulation. Alright, so the head is probably the most articulated part on this figure. The head can go up about that high, down that far. He can look down pretty freaking far. He can look or tilt left and right. So we got a lot of head articulation here. And this was something that a lot of people were getting frustrated with, is that he isn't so articulated. We don't have ball joints or anything for the shoulder joints, so they move up and down. I mean, that's about the range of motion you got there. He has a bicep swivel, but it looks a little weird when you move it, because it has that kind of pleat in the arm, and so when you move it, it kind of looks a little strange. But you got this elbow joint here. It moves about that. It closes about that much, rather, and opens about that much without breaking the damn thing. Kind of looks like he broke his arm, though, doesn't it? Yeah. And then his wrist can swivel. His thigh can move about that far up and can kick back about that far, and this rubberized material here really helps with that movement. I think it's really nice that they did that with the jacket. He does have a waist swivel, and he has a single jointed knee that moves back about that much, and then he has a wrist, or rather an ankle swivel. He can move his ankle 360. It's kind of freaky. And this is something that kind of frustrates me, because the Batman figure doesn't have this, but he has an ankle rocker. Why doesn't the Batman figure have it, and the Riddler has it? I mean, come on, you guys. I'm going to be doing considerably more dynamic poses with the Batman figure than I am with the freaking Riddler. The Riddler doesn't be jumping around and stuff, but Batman does. What the hell, you guys? It needs an ankle rocker next time. Just do it right the first time. I won't have to yell at you, because my opinion is the only one that matters. So yeah, let's get a close-up on this guy. Alright, and here we have a close-up of our figure. I really enjoyed this face sculpt. I think it looks menacing and evil, with this like crazy smirk and the lines on his forehead. I think it's perfect for this character and how menacing he is in the Year Zero arc. I think it just matches up perfectly. I think it's really kind of cool. One of the only places that there's gloss is on his mask. I think that's an interesting choice, and I think it kind of brings out another dimension in the character. It makes his face pop a lot. I know there's a little bit of a QC error right here, where it looks like the gold paint got on the actual rim of the hat, or not the rim, but the hat itself. But that's not that big of a deal. I actually didn't notice it for the first day that I got it. I was just so enthralled with this figure. I thought it was fantastic. I just overlooked it. So that's a positive thing, I guess, that I could easily overlook that. One thing I think is really cool as a side note, those are some kick-ass sideburns. I mean, seriously, man. The design that Greg Capullo used for this figure is fantastic. Those sideburns could slay a dragon. I mean, I don't know, I like that a lot. It's just a weird thing. I remember seeing it in the comics and just being like kind of giddy because I really liked his sideburns. It's a weird thing. So, yeah. So as for the rest of the sculpt, let me pan down. The thing that really sold me on this figure, and the thing that really stuck out when I first saw it, was just how good the sculpting on the clothing and his torso in general is. I think it's fantastic. You know, some people were a little upset about the articulation and everything, but I think it makes up for it, and just how beautiful this figure is. I mean, the sculpting is phenomenal with these wrinkles everywhere and like the sculpted lines where the buttons would go that are also painted, which is really cool. I'm glad that they didn't just leave them blank. Like, you can even see that there's paint on the buttons on his inside jacket. It's just really nice all around. And this is his whole torso is rubberized, so that thing I was showing you earlier with like the bottom of the jacket, it can actually bend up. So that's all rubberized. So I thought that was really cool, and that adds a lot in terms of articulation and getting him to pose in the ways you want him to. Let's just get a good look at his back. Get some Riddler back up in here. Yeah, there you go. And I just really like it. You know, like the pleating here, and it's just a fantastic body sculpt. I really do like it. And just, you know, because I feel like we need to take a shot of it. Here are his shoes. These, like I said before, this is also where the gloss is. It's kind of hard to see in this light, but those are dark purple and not like a brown. So yeah, it's just absolutely fantastic all around. I really love the sculpting. On another note, check out the sculpting on this glove. I really think that they did a really cool job with like the lines on the thumb. I don't know. I'm gushing a little bit about this figure. I think he's fantastic. But yeah, so let's move on to his one accessory, his cane. Alright, and here is his only accessory. Kind of a small accessory, not a whole lot to it, but I think it really adds to the character when you have him posed with it. It's made of a very thin plastic. You can actually, like, you know, bend it pretty easily. But it has like a metallic paint to it, which, you know, mixed with that metallic gold on his hat, I think it really, I don't know, it just ties together really well. You can see mine's a little warped. I'm going to take a blow dryer to it and see if I can straighten it out a little bit. But yeah, there's not a whole lot to this guy. Alright, there you go, you guys. It's probably one of my favorite figures that I actually own. I just think it's phenomenal. He's evil looking, maniacal, and you know, he changed from the Jim Carrey to the Dr. House of villains. I just think it's a great character. I really love his role, as I said before, in Scott Snyder, not Zack Snyder, as I said earlier, and Greg Capullo's series. Just absolutely fantastic figure, a great addition to the collection, and I think anyone who enjoys the current Batman series, or just Batman in general, should really look into getting this figure. It's absolutely phenomenal. And if you want to hear more of my random babblings, check out don'tforgetatowel.com for my weekly article, Top of the Stack, where I look through the comics that I'm going to pick up that Wednesday, and I explain to you why you should be interested in them if you aren't already reading them. And I think that's going to be it for today, man. You guys have a great one, and remember, stay smart.